So, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. My name is Liina and I'm from a ticketing company, Fienta.
And my name is Viivika and I am from Smaily, the email marketing platform.
Welcome to our live webinar, and we are sending greetings from Smaily office in Tallinn. And today we will uncover the secrets of email marketing and the communication with attendees of events. And the best person to dive into this topic is email marketing expert Viivika from Smaily.
And today we are going to talk about the best tips and tricks about how to integrate the both best sides of the both platforms. So if you are having an event and you are selling tickets to Fienta and you still want to communicate with your subscribers later on or while the event, before the event as well, then actually you can use the both sides of Fienta and Smaily to do everything very beautifully, very nicely, and very well. And besides that, we are going to show you how to get subscribers from Fienta to Smaily, how to do it manually and how to do it automatically. And also we are going to show you how to make different segments inside the Smaily based on what the people have been doing in Fienta. Either they have bought a ticket, they have not bought the ticket, either they have bought the different kinds of tickets, etc., etc. So it's going to be a pretty interesting 1.5 hours, we hope. Thank you for joining us.
And before we will start, please note the webinar will take about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and we are recording the session. And after a few days, we will upload the video and we will send a link, all of you. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write in the chat box during the session and we will answer. We had the same webinar in Estonian a month ago, and for all Estonian speaking listeners who wish to watch the webinar in Estonian, please join our Smaily YouTube channel and find it from there, or we can also share the link in chat. So without further ado, let's start.
And first of all, Liina is going to tell you what is Fienta and what you can do in Fienta.
So Fienta is a modern online ticketing platform for selling tickets and to registration attendees. Fienta is widely used for various events, business conferences, concerts, theater performances, and other similar events. But it's also used for corporate event for registration. Last year, Fienta was used by 1,700 event organizers from 55 countries. All members of Fienta team have experience in event organizing. We aim to make ticket sales easy. Our goal is to develop that kind of software every organizer would otherwise develop for themselves. So we just did it for you, and we are continuously working on developing new features and improving the usability. So you may ask why Fienta is different. Well, the most important, Fienta does not add any additional service fees to the ticket buyers, and we have no hidden costs. Fienta's marketing and data analytics provides a very good overview of ticket sales and marketing. We have integration with Metapixel and Google Analytics, and Fienta. In Fienta, you can create registration forms and create a wide variety of ticket types. Well, additionally, in Fienta, you can request consent from ticket buyers to join your newsletter when purchasing a ticket. And I think you saw it when you were registering for today's webinar. And we believe that when you are buying a ticket, then you are most willing to receive the organizer's news in the future. So this is the good time and place to ask that kind of consent. So before I show you some tips and tricks in Fienta, Viivika will give you an overview about Smaily and about email marketing. You will get to know why email marketing is necessary and why it's so important to ask request newsletter subscription.
Yes, gladly. Thank you. Smaily is an Estonian company. We started up already actually in 2006, which is quite many years ago already. So we are already going to be a grown-up company soon, 18 years old soon. So we can start by alcohol. But what about Smaily? Smaily is actually an email marketing platform. So what you can do there is basically we have a really good drag and drop editor for email marketing templates. You can just put together your texts, your pictures, everything you want to see in one email, compile these beautiful templates, and then send it to your newsletter subscribers. Besides just sending out those mass emails, we also have a very good landing page editor where you can make your landing pages so that you can either sell some products there or ask people to join your newsletter. You don't have to do those landing pages on your website, because sometimes we know that for marketeers to make landing pages on their own websites can be a bit tricky. But on our platform, you can design whatever you want to design, and it doesn't have to match the style of your website per se. And also, additionally, you can do all sorts of automations on our platform, which means that you don't need to do all the manual work yourself. You don't need to send out newsletters so that you are the one who is hitting the send button. Instead, you can do automations so that the automation will do everything for you. For example, if you have a newsletter subscriber, it is good to send something to subscriber as soon as they join your newsletter, and you can do it with an automation so that somebody is just signing up to your newsletter and the automation will already send one newsletter to them automatically, maybe even 2 or 3, but however you want to do it. Lina also asked me to share some good information about why actually is email marketing so important. The most important thing why you should do email marketing is because it has a really good ROI, a return on investment. That means that you don't need to invest so much money into email marketing because you have this Smaily platform and it is relatively cheap. You can do your emails, compile them there and send them out to your subscribers, and it doesn't cost that much. And usually you get up to 40 times money back from email marketing. And the second reason why email marketing is really, really important to do is that if you do all sorts of other marketing, you do it on Google, you do it on Facebook, you do it on LinkedIn, you are using basically the subscribers from another platform, which means that you can target those people. You can target people on Facebook based on their interests, but those are not people who are on your list. So you have to depend on Facebook. And lately there have been so many stories that Facebook just cancels their accounts and doesn't allow you to do any more advertisement. But if you have your own marketing list, then nobody can tell you what you can do or not, or what you can't do. So you can send them newsletters anytime you want to do this. You don't need to ask for any permission, besides the first initial permission, of course, where you do have to ask your clients to give you permission. And it costs just way less. So email marketing is different in that sense because this is your list and you're targeting people directly to their own personal space, their own mailbox. And it is really effective, and that's why you should definitely do that. So Lina, what are we going to do next?
So I will show you some communication tools in Fienta, how you can communicate with your attendees using Fienta's tool. So I will share my screen. Yes, here we are. So this is the view if you are logged in as an organizer. This is the Fienta site. And first you can see how many tickets or registration has been done, from where all the buyers came from, and you can see also the UTM tags if you have used them, like the top of them. And you can see how many customers are new customers or recurring customers. and you can see from geolocation from where they are. So you can also share this page with your co-organizers. If you click here, you can have this link. You can just copy and send it. So it's very easy and very useful to share this information if you have someone you are organizing together some event or something. So we talked about a newsletter subscription. So in Fienta, as I told before, that you can ask this permission during a buying process. So you can turn it on in this setting. And here it's very easy. If you just push the setting, then here it is, newsletter subscription. And it's you have to like slide it on. It's not if you haven't done it, and you can change the question consent or something. You can add it. You know, you totally personalized. Perhaps like, hooray! I will want to be the first one who will get the news or something like that. Well, we have used very like usual or regular sentence, but you can change it as you wish. And here on the reports, you can see how many newsletter subscribers you have already. We have like 34% from all our webinar listeners, and actually this is very good rate. We say like 30 or 40% from all total buyers. It's very good. If it's lower, perhaps then you should consider to change the sentence. Perhaps if you just say, yes, I want to subscribe to newsletter, perhaps your buyers don't understand the meaning or something. So perhaps it's the very easy thing to do. Just change the sentence.
I will interrupt you for a second. Actually, in email marketing, we have also seen that we have tried different sentences there, and usually what is good to have there is some kind of a joke, because then it's catchy if it goes together with your CVI, of course. And second thing, what you always should have there is this saying that you have to do something. So I want, like, I sign up, or like sign up. So you have to tell the person that you have to sign up, because in human brain, somehow human beings are very, very used to doing what they are told to do. Like teachers tell students to open a book, then they do it. And the same goes with grown-ups.
Yeah.
If the button says sign up here or click this here, then people actually do it.
Yeah, it's like a call to action. Then
yes.
Then yeah, they will do it. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the subscribers from here, and also if you press the customers button here, I can't press it because it consists customers data, so I can't do it. But yeah, from here you can download the subscribers list, and Vivika will shortly show you what you can do with this list. But yeah, before we go there, I would like to give you some small tips what you can also do in Fienta. So if you would like to send some kind of reminder for your attendees, and actually it's very good advice to send them reminders. Let's say you have a very big concert coming, like this Sunday or something, and the buyers bought tickets, let's say like half year ago or something. Probably they have they don't it's not in their written in their calendar or something, and perhaps they will forget it. So you can send emails through Fienta. It goes from here. We haven't used it for today's event because we used the Smaily's automation, but you can create here the email, and you can send it to like the all buyers, or for those who haven't used or who hasn't paid the invoice or something. and or you can like send for them who bought like a few months ago or something. So you can just choose the right date from here. So and just write the text what you would like to send them, and if you will press here include tickets in email, then all those tickets your attendees have bought, we will send them with this email once again, so they don't have to search from a messy mailbox. Where is my ticket? So you can send them once again. And yes, and one good idea is also if you are using the Fienta, you can change the ticket email text. The ticket email looks like this. Because today we have a free webinar, we didn't add a QR code, but usually it's a QR code included, so you don't have to download anything. If you open the email, you have this QR and you can validate with this with Fienta's free app. But yeah, in this email you have also the possibility to add the event to your calendar or Apple Wallet. Yeah, and soon will be also Google Wallet.
Do I remember correctly that if I'm like the one who is selling the tickets now, and there is like a theater event happening or concert or something, then you have this app and like there is somebody basically with a phone and he's just QR codes are just being read, and then automatically the ticket is being marked as used in the system, right?
Yes. Well, the ticket usually looks like this with the QR code. As you can see, it's Apple Wallet option from down here. You can change the picture. You can add perhaps logos or map or something like that if you don't want to use the same picture as it's in your event. But yeah, you can change it. And we also send the tickets also as a PDF attachment. So if you would like to print it out, then yeah, you can do it, but no need to do it. And how the validation process works, so you can download our app and it works all devices. And if you validate the QR code, then the app shows, yeah, the ticket is validated or already used. So it's actually very easy, and we suggest to use this validation also if you have very small event, because it gives you this good overview how many participants didn't come or something like that.
Is it actually usual that participants don't come to the event?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, we think like 5 till 10% don't come usually.
Wow, that's a lot actually.
Yeah, so that's a good reason to send them reminders. So that's yeah. I think I'm now done with Fienta's tips and tricks at the moment, so you can give the overview what you can do with this downloaded file.
Yes, then I will start sharing my screen instead. Maybe you can stop yours for a second. Very good. Let's see if we can manage that. So what you see here is this Excel sheet that Fienta showed before, that you can download an Excel sheet from Fienta. And obviously we can't show you like real people's emails. So we have made an example data, but this is the Excel sheet. So if you download the people's list from Fienta who have given you the consent to get emails from you, that this is what it looks like. So you have their email address. It should be like this in English, email, and then you see the date when the ticket was bought or the consent was given. And you can also see which language they used to give the consent to you. You can already upload this list to Smaily on the go, like the way it is. But from our side, actually, we do suggest to add some more additional data to this file. And the reason for this is quite simple. Why? Because if you already have some subscribers on your list, so I will jump to Smaily for a second as well. You already have some subscribers on the list, like here in this account, we already have 559 people who have already subscribed to our newsletter. And we want to differentiate people who signed up through Fienta from the rest of the group. Then for that, we can't do it afterwards when we have already uploaded the file to Smaily. We have to give this information while we are uploading those clients. And how we do it is that we add additional fields or additional parameters to Excel. So basically, we are tagging people. And tagging works like this. That each time you add a new column to an Excel sheet, then this is considered as a new tag. And the tag name is the first row that you insert to the column, and everything else that you insert behind each email address is like the tag itself. So if you would want to differentiate Fienta clients from the rest of the clients, then it would make sense to make a tag that is called Fienta, for example. And as a parameter, I would include yes to all of the people who are on this list, which means that everybody who is tagged yes in Fienta have given their consent to get email marketing from Fienta. What else you can add, what is also usually really good tip to add to this file, is that first of all, you might have just people who signed up through Fienta, but you might also want to see people who signed up through different events in Fienta. So you can download this list for each event separately. Yes? No? No. Okay. Well, then you can see the dates basically when they signed up. Yeah. So you can do the segmentation based on the dates so that you know when the event was taking place, and you can segment those clients this way as well. And what you do then is that you add one more column to the file, and you say that that event's name on the top of the column for us is communication with Smaily. And again, I do the same thing. I add yes to all of those people here. And I can use this information later on to segment people on Smaily. So now the file is ready, and now it can be uploaded to Smaily. And this is really easy to do at Smaily, which is really what I love the most about Smaily actually, is that when I have used other platforms, then usually they want me to upload a CSV file. And like I understand CSV files they are really good and developers love it and etc. But for me as a marketer, hate them, because sometimes you need to have a comma there, sometimes you need to have some other tabs or anything, and for me it gets messy. And that's why I love the fact that in Smaily you can actually add also Excel files. It doesn't need to be any CSV. It can actually be a normal Excel file that you upload here, and the system will still understand what you are trying to upload. So what we do here is we go, we find the file that we just saved, open it, and then we upload it. While you are going to upload the list to Smaily, you actually have this one option here to create a filter automatically. I'm going to click it here for now. And then name it import example. And I'm going to talk about this one later on as well. So basically what happened now is that the list is uploaded, and if I'm going to scroll down to the list that I just made, which was import example, I see that in this segment, I have 163 people, and this is the same amount of people that I had in the Excel sheet. Now what happened is that I made this automatic list as well, and here are the subscribers that I just uploaded. But the thing with that automatic segmentation is that you see that this list was made based on modified date, which means that if I now would ever later upload the same customer again to the list, for example, I have a new event at Fienta, I download the file again and I add new tags, and maybe I add new tag to the same person once again, and then I uploaded the list once again to Smaily, then this modified date for each of those clients will be changed. And that means that those people who are included in this automatic list right now will actually run empty. So that's why instead of using this automated list, usually we actually make filters manually. And I'm going to make one filter right now to show you how those fields that we just added before to Excel actually work. So I'm going to name the list Fienta subscribers. And I'm going to make the filter so that I'm going to look for Fienta here. Fienta was the parameter that I wrote to Excel. So Fienta was this thing that I wrote here. And now this Fienta also appears in my Smaily account. And now I need to say here for the parameter, what is the thing that Smaily system should be looking for behind each email address. And as I wrote yes in this Fienta column to each of the email addresses, then here I'm also going to write yes. And now if I refresh it, then actually I do get the same 163 people here in this list, and I save it. And this is how you do a filter of all the people who have signed up through Fienta to Smaily account, and this is how the manual list. And later on, if you upload more clients and you add the same tag to them, then they will automatically be added to the same filter or same list as right now. So actually pretty easy to do, and it might maybe sound a bit scary at the beginning, but once you have done it once, then actually after that it is incredibly simple. So shall we get on to more complex things?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You're scared?
So webhook is the next topic, right?
Yes, we can talk about webhooks. We use webhook to connect these two softwares like Fienta and Smaily. Fienta has integration with Metapixel and Google Analytics, but unfortunately we don't have currently the integration with Smaily. It will be available soon, but if you want to start using all these features, Vivica will show you today. You need to connect these two softwares. And I will share my screen to show you what you can do with these webhooks. So we are in Fienta site at the moment, this organizer view. If you take here settings and integration, you see we have integration with Google Analytics and Metapixel, but with other systems, yeah, you need to use webhooks. And you need to copy the webhook here, and you can choose if you would like to use it. We have used it today for when its order is completed, but you can also use it when registration form has changed or when ticket is validated. This ticket validation option usually is used by museums or theme parks because their tickets are like for the whole summer. And perhaps if you use this one day and you are visiting the museum or theme park, then after the validation, after a few days, you will get a follow-up email like thank you, and please give us feedback what we can prove or something like that. So you can use different kind of ways when you would like to, these follow-up messages are starting. Yeah, here is the place for webhook, and we use make.com platform to connect these two sites, Fienta and Smaily. And here we have this workflow. You have to add your webhook. We also had a router just for the future. Perhaps we would like to add some other workflows here also. But basically, you can also add webhook and Smaily trigger here. So if you add the webhook here, you can see this link, and it's the same link it was in Fienta here. So this is the place for this webhook.
So basically, you take this webhook link from Make and you copy it to Fienta.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And this Smaily trigger shows that we have done this automation for this one webinar only. The idea is showed here. This is this events idea in Fienta system. And we are sending the email and the parameter that it's for English language. So you can add so many parameters as you like, but we just choose a few of them.
Mm-hmm. Basically, the parameter is the same thing that we added to the Excel. We added like this event name, and behind each email address, I wrote yes. So this is actually the same thing, that the first field named is Fienta and there, which is the parameter, which is basically the same thing as the first row in a column in Excel sheet. And yes, or yeah, in that sense there is what we write behind each email address in Smaily system. So it works the same way. It just automates everything for you. You don't have to do it by hand in Excel sheet, but Make will do this thing for you. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, or shall I show more about more Smaily?
Yeah, please show them how you can create those RSVP and other kind of tricks and tips.
Good. So the first thing, I'll share my screen once again, is I'm going to show you where you can actually find all those triggers and information that you need to have to set up the automation. If you go to Smaily, then you will have preferences tab in your Smaily account. And if you want to make this make integration, then there is one tab called integrations here. And you need to add a new integration. As this is a demo account, we have like millions of them, but usually you have one or two only. And you create a new user here. If you click on it, then on the top, it will show you the information that you need to insert into Make, so that it will ask you for a subdomain, for a username, and the password. And if you're making this a new integration, then keep in mind that this information will be shown to you only once, and you can't use it, see it later on. So if I refresh the page now, then this information will be gone and I can't see it anymore. So please bear in mind to actually copy this information to somewhere if you want to forward it, for example, to an IT person and you don't want to make this integration yourself. So that you can actually keep this information. Otherwise, you need to do another one and another integration, and that's how you end up having millions of integrations here, which actually you don't use. Yes. And when this is done, then you can do the same kind of subscribers list on Smaily, but instead of you having to upload the list by yourself manually, you can actually do everything automatically, because Make is already sending all the subscribers to Smaily automatically, and they have all the information that you need to know about them. So what I'm going to show you more is once you already have the subscribers here, what else you can do? And the most basic thing that we did with Fienta this time as well was that we got the subscribers from Fienta through Make, and Fienta was the one who sent you the first ticket, right? So you got the ticket to your email, and there was also this Google Calendar link there and everything else you need to know. But from our side, from Smaily, you got two reminder emails. 2 days before the event, you got one email saying to you that, hey, the event is going to happen in 2 days. Please be there. And also today in the morning, you got one email from us. And all of that was done actually through automations, so that everybody who signed up to the event, we made an automation to them so that those emails would get the email addresses would get the email. And how this is working is basically we are making a new automation here. We say that all the people who have subscribed will get the one email from us. We put up a delay saying that this email should be sent out. Well, I can't do it in the past anymore, but for example, tomorrow morning, people will get this email. And you fill in all the information here, choose a template that you want to send to them, and this automation will do all the work for you. You don't need to do anything else. And while Lina was showing you the make, then in the make, you could actually choose which automation you have to send to the people who are signing up. And you can just name the automation here and it will appear on make as well. And you can just choose the correct one. So it is relatively easy. Yes, discard. So sending emails is easy. We can do actually more fun stuff together with Fienta and Smaily as well. So for example, you would like to, first of all, you already have a list of subscribers and you would want to send them an invitation to your event. Something that is really reasonable to do for marketing purposes. You don't just want to show the event on Facebook and Google or do some paid advertisement. You actually do want to have do want to invite people by yourself as well, because you already have people on a subscribers list. So that's why I made one example of an invitation for you, and I made it so that actually you can choose between two options in this invitation. So it's like an RSVP, meaning that the people who get this invitation email can choose either they do want to sign up to the event or they don't want to sign up. Why is this good? This is good for a really obvious reason, because, for example, if you are hosting an event and you need to know how many people are coming because you need to book the dinner reservations, how many glasses of wine you should be ordering, and etc. etc. So it is sometimes really important to know who actually will be joining your event. And also it's really important to know who will not be joining. And then between those two groups, actually there's a third group of people who haven't said anything to you. And it is really good for segmentation reasons, because if you know this information about people who have signed up, people who have not, who are not coming, and people who haven't said anything to you, then you can actually send different emails to those people. And that's why it is good to have two buttons in one invitation email. So in this example email here, I have one button which says sign me up, and the other one which says I cannot join the event. And those two buttons lead to different places. So if I would click here on this sign me up button, it will lead me to Fienta. And if I click on this I cannot join button, then it will just send me to a landing page which says thank you for letting us know. The invitation in my mailbox looks like that, and just the one that I showed you before, but now I can actually click on those buttons here as well. So if I click on this sign me up button, then it will direct me to this Fienta page, and the really small magic here, what you can see is that my email address is already filled in. This is one piece of magic that you can do with Fienta. And how we did that is that in this link here, where people can sign up, we added one small magical element with unicorn dust. And this element is called that so that we actually sending people already into the first step of Fienta's subscription form, and we are telling to the form that we already know the email address of these people because we sent the email already to them, and we add the parameter email into this step. So this is the magic behind here. So we just have a normal link and we add this one extra step to it, and magically we can already show the people that we know their email address. I have a weird text in front of my screen and I can't click on my buttons. That is the worst thing that can happen on a webinar. So this is the magic, so that the people we already know their email address, and all they need to do on Fienta is say that, yes, of course, I want to get all the emails from you and newsletters from you. And obviously you need to agree to the terms. And now if I click on this register button here, then I need to prove that I'm not a robot. And once I've done that, obviously I am a robot. Because again, yes, because I am a robot, obviously. Does this count as a crosswalk as well?
I don't know. I never know.
Let's try. Yay, we are not a robot, and now we are signed up. So one step less for the customer if you add this magical dust into the URL as well. And if I go now back to my mailbox, there was this other button here as well, which says that I cannot join. And if I already know that this date will not work for me and I will not come to your event anyways, then I will just click here that I cannot join. It will show me just a simple landing page that thank you for your reply, and nothing else is happening for the customer. But for me, as an organization who is organizing the event, I will know that you clicked on this button. And based on that, I can make some more cool stuff on Smaily. So what I did here is actually I created one more automation. And this automation is checking if people have clicked on this landing page link here. Basically, if people were directed to this landing page link, then automatically the system will add one parameter to them, which says that they are not coming to my event. And based on that information, as basically the system is adding one more parameter next to each of the people who are not going to show up to the event, I can make one more list into my Smaily account. And I have already made this account. This one is here, Fienta not coming, and the people who are not coming will be automatically added to this list here. And then I know that those people won't be joining my newsletter, joining my event. The same way, we can make a list of people who clicked on this link. And I have also done the same thing for people who are coming. So there is a list called Fienta, people who clicked on this email link. This works the same way, that if people click on this link, then they will be added to the list. And this is automatic list, it renews by itself, and you don't need to add people one by one. And if you have this integration working as well that we showed before, this make integration, then also once the person has actually now bought the ticket to the event as well, then make will send information from Fienta to Smaily back with this parameter saying that those people actually bought the ticket as well. And we can make a fourth list of people which says that these people actually did buy the ticket. So eventually we will have 4 different lists of people who we can send different emails to. For example, for people who bought the ticket, we will send them emails that thank you for registration. There is 2 days left until the event. Please make sure you have your makeup artist ready to make makeup for you, and please show up to the event. Then we have people who clicked in the invitation email, but they did not buy a ticket. We can send different emails to those people as well, saying that, hey, I saw that you did have an interest in this event. Maybe you would still want to sign up to the event and buy the ticket as well. Then we have a list of people who are not coming. Obviously, we are not going to send anything to them because they are not coming. And we also had a list of people who we send the invitation to. And I'm going to quickly show you how to send those reminder emails to those lists as well, because what is cool here is that in Smaily, besides having a list of people, you also have, you can also do opposite. You can actually take people out of the list, basically. I'm going to do a small demo here. Basically, we have lists here. So if I now want to send people, send an email to those people who clicked, let's say we want to send a reminder email to people who we sent the first invitation to, but they didn't say us anything. They didn't say either they are coming or not. So I have a list of people who I sent the invitation to, and I want to send a reminder email to them, but I want to exclude the people who bought the ticket. And I also want to exclude the people who are not coming. So in Smaily, I have this option to exclude people. If I click twice in front of one segment, then it creates this cross mark. And that means that those people in this list will not get the email, even if they are in the other list. And now I have done this thing that I will send a reminder email for the basically sending the invitation out second time, but I'm not going to send it to people who are not coming, and I'm not going to send it to people who already bought the ticket. So this is really easy to do here, and I can get more people to come to my event if I do this kind of cool segmentation here on Smaily. And I know that you also have even more cool segmentation tips that you can do on your side, because besides just this simple segmentation, you actually can buy different types of the tickets from Fienta.
Yes, in Fienta you can add so many different ticket types as you wish. I will share once again. So from here, ticket types and prices, you can create as many ticket types you wish. And through this ticket type adding, you have perhaps you are organizing some kind of event and you would like to segment the attendees, like they have bought like investor ticket, or they bought startup ticket, or just guest ticket or something like that. Then you can create totally different automations if you are just following the ticket type as
attendees. And you can also use like the same segmentation. You can actually send the ticket types to Smaily as well, so it is all automatic. You don't need to do anything extra there. You just add this one piece of parameter to the make account, and all this information will appear on Smaily as well. But if I now download the list of attendees from your site, can I also then see who has bought different types of tickets?
Yes. And you can also see if you are using some kind of registration forms. You can create in Fienta very good forms. They look like a bit like Google Forms. So if you have used additional Google Forms for your event, and in Fienta you don't need to create additional form. Just create everything in Fienta. We have here this order form. And we just asked that perhaps you have some kind of specific question, but you can add very different kind of questions like checkbox or radio buttons or whatever. And if you have used it, then you can download the data, and you have also the perhaps you asked what you would like to eat during the conference, or would you like to use our free bus from the city or something. So then, yeah, you have this all data, and you can segment your attendees through it. So yeah, it's very good tip to do.
Yes, one more good tip that some of our clients who use us both have been doing is that you can also track not just people who bought the tickets, but as Dina already showed before, you can also track people who actually validated the ticket. And what you can do with this piece of information, for example, is that you can send thank you letters to people who actually came to your event, so that you don't need to send a thank you letter to people who actually didn't come, didn't validate the ticket, those 5 to 10% of people, but send it only to those people who attended. And you can also ask feedback from them, like, oh, how was the event, and would you want to come again to this kind of an event? So this is also something that you can do. Just use your imagination, because there are so many actually different segmentations and segmentation rules that you can make when you know what the people have been doing. Either they bought the ticket, they validated the ticket, they just got the invitation but never bought the ticket. So there are so many different options you can do.
Yes, and you can use the automation and send all the follow-up letters through Smaily. But if we will just want to make it very fast and quickly, then yeah, emails tools is available up to 7 days after the event. So you can send this follow-up thank you or feedback letter also from here from Fienta. Yeah.
And I think like maybe we should point out what's the difference between using either Smaily or Fienta. In Fienta, it's like, as you saw, it's really easy to do it. Basically 2-3 button clicks, write the email, and you're done. The difference with Smaily is that in Smaily you can just make the email look different because there are a bit less designing options in Fienta. So if you feel like you need to have your own design, then you can just forward the clients to Smaily and send the email through Smaily, because then you can create a slightly different template for the mailing. But both ways, actually, you can talk to your customers either through Fienta or through Smaily. It's basically up to you which ones you want to use. So were there any more topics that we were supposed to talk about? Because we don't see any questions. Do you have any questions, by the way, dear audience?
Everything is so clear, or everything is so unclear. So two options why we don't have any questions.
Yes. Going to check what we were supposed to talk about. Kind of says that we did talk about most of the things. Yes, maybe I can show you a bit about Smaily as well, because people who have not been using Smaily before, then it might look like something they haven't seen before. So I will make a short overview about Smaily as well. Yes, in Smaily, you can make templates. There is a tab called templates here. We have some example templates. You can just take one of the examples and choose your own pictures into it and use it the way you want to use it. I will just choose a random one here, and you can design it yourself. You can change all the colors and fonts here the way that you see fit. Basically, in this customized styles part here, which is under this brush, this is like the main place where you change how your email looks like. So first of all, if you're making a new template, you come here, you change the custom styles, meaning that, for example, I say that all the buttons inside the email should be green. Right now, this is green, but if I here change the button color, then it changes all the button colors inside the template automatically. The next step is that you will add different layered rows to the template and then fill it up with information. So for example, if I want to have a full layered row, which includes of a line and a text and a button, then I just drag them from the elements into my template, and I can just fill it up with the information that I need. And if needed, I can also edit the text here in the template. I can change the color if I want to. For example, if most of the text for me is black, but I want to make one word shine out, then I can make one word red, for example. And use a different font for this particular text if I want to. I can also personalize letters here. I can add for every sort of information that I have about the client in my mailing list. I can add this information into the template as well. For example, if I know the first name of the client, then I can add for first name, hello, like start the letter with a personalization. And everything else is inside the template is also customizable. So really easy to use. Once you have done it, you name it and say the template, and you can use it. As I already showed you how to add subscribers, then once you have subscribers list ready, you have your template ready, you can start a campaign under the tab of campaigns here. You can do either a normal campaign or you can do an A/B test. So normal campaign is just normally mass email that you are going to be sending out. What you do is you choose a heading or a subject line for your template. You have as I already have been sending some emails from here, I already had this email address where those emails will be sent from. In the next step, I will just choose the template that I just made. Really good idea is always to test out the template. Testing is also done under campaigns in Smaily platform, meaning that if you want to test out the template, then you can test it out, either send it to yourself or send it to somebody else who should overview the template. If you spot a mistake in the template, you can just go back to a template and then redo the template and do another test after that. In the next step, you will choose who will be getting this email from you. This one I also slightly showed you that if you make a tick before the list, then it will send this email to this list. And if I don't do anything, then those emails will not be included unless they are in this list as well. And if you make a double click, then you can make an exclusion list. And in the next step, you can preview everything. You can choose when you want to send out this email. Either you want to do it right now or you want to schedule it for a later sending. And here you just select the date and the time when this email will be sent. And also you have this option to enable Google Analytics tracking here, which means that if you want to see what people did on your website after they click on this email link, then you can enable Google Analytics tracking as well. And in that case, all the UTM tags will be included for all the links that you have inside this email. And once I save and launch, the email will be sent out on the date when I wanted to send it out. What else you can do here? As I told you at the beginning, we can do landing pages on Smaily platform. Landing pages in Smaily are mostly meant for collecting email addresses. For example, if you want to have a game on Facebook and you want to collect email addresses, for example, you say that, hey, please subscribe to my newsletter. And if you have subscribed to my newsletter through this landing page, then you have this chance to win iPhone 14.
Yes.
The newest one. Yeah.
The newest.
Yeah. And you need a landing page for that. And this is what you can do here on the Smaily platform as well. Basically, you just use a sign-up form. And you can later link to this sign-up form through Facebook. You just copy the URL and you can do it. And our sign-up forms can be similar to what you said, that you have the option to make different questionnaires. You can ask all sorts of different questions on the sign-up forms as well. And additionally, what you can do with our forms or sign-up pages, which is really cool, is that you can start automations through the landing page, which means that, for example, if somebody signs up to a webinar here on this landing page, then automatically they will start getting emails because they have clicked on this button here. I could probably talk about the hours about this thing, but if you want to learn more, then tell us, and we actually should make an example video of how to do all that stuff. And we also went over slightly automation, so we can start all sorts of different automations in Smaily platform as well. So basically, this is like a full email service that you can do here. And I do encourage you to come here and try it out, because up to 2,000 subscribers, everything is free. All the functions that you see here, you can use for free up to 2,000 subscribers. And after that, there is going to be a small fee, but everything, the automations, the landing pages, the campaigns will all be the same still, even if you are on a paid subscription. So come here, make an account and try it out. And that was a really quick overview of what you can do in Smaily. And I see that there have been some more questions. So let's go over these as well, because there are a few already now. So Kadrian is asking, what are the typical beginner mistakes to avoid in Fienta and Smaily? That's a really good one.
That's a really good one. Perhaps typo, but it's not related to Fienta or Smaily. But yeah, please check your texts like 100 times. And I also made a mistake when I sent it out today's webinars info. There was like, yeah, see you next Wednesday, but there was in the text that it will be on 10th June. Today is 7th, so it was typo. So
oh no,
it's not only the beginner's mistake, but yeah. But yeah, Fienta is also very easy to use. Just sign up and start to figure out what can you do in Fienta. And actually, I can't point out any kind of like typical beginner mistake, to be honest.
I do have one question. If you are sending out this first ticket to your customers, and you had this calendar link there, do you have to is it like automatically generated based on the information?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really cool, because what I have done in Smaily, which is also a typical beginner's mistake, is that I also have a webinar, and I do this calendar link, and the calendar link is actually on the wrong date. So I have done that mistake. This is a rookie mistake, and this can happen when you are using when you're not using Fienta. So that is a good reason to use Fienta. But from Smaily, what are the typical rookie mistakes or beginner mistakes? The most typical mistake is not testing out what you're sending out. Like really a long time, even marketers are doing this mistake, that they are so sure that yes, everything is correct in this email, I'm just going to send it out. And then you send it out, and 2 seconds later, if you check it in your mailbox, you see that, oh, there's a typo. And then the link doesn't work, because when I was inserting the link to the template, then I accidentally deleted the H from the HTTPS, and the link doesn't work. So really typical mistake. So the only way you can actually avoid this mistake is test out everything, and not test it out just by yourself, but ask other people to test it out as well, because they are more capable of seeing the mistakes that you don't see anymore yourself. So testing is definitely the thing that you do. And another beginner's mistake, what most people on Smaily platform are doing, is the same thing that I showed you at the beginning, that they are adding subscribers through a list, and they are doing this automatic list that I showed you before. And I will actually show you what happens. So we made this automatic list at the beginning, which we called the import example here, right? And all the people that we imported to the list are right now in this list here. But now if I will delete some of those people here and say that there will be a next event, and I will say the list. And now the same email addresses that I had in the previous list are also in this list, but they are going to be going to Fienta, and they have bought a different events ticket on Fienta. And now I want to upload them to Smaily again, because I want to show to Smaily as well that they have bought a different ticket as well. And what I do is that I upload the same list again. And I will use again this automatic list. And upload. And what happens now is that I have this another automatic list that I just made, which has 15 subscribers. And the previous one, if you remember correctly, had 163 people in the list. And the list was called import example. And now this one has 148 people. And basically some people from that list went away to the other list. And that happened just because its modified date was different. This is one of the most common rookie mistake or beginner's mistake in Smaily, is that they are using these automated lists. And what we do want to remind everybody who is using those automated lists is that they are only one-time lists. As soon as you update your contact list, this previous list, some people will go away from this list just because the modified date will be different. And that's why we do always suggest to add those parameters into the Excel sheet by yourself, because then the list will not run empty eventually. So maybe that was like a difficult to understand example right now, but if you are going to start using Smaily, then definitely this is one mistake we would really want you to avoid, because there are many people who are doing this mistake. And I hope that at least the people who have tried using Smaily, for them it was a bit understandable. Really long answer to a very simple question. Yes, let's try the next one. So Grete wrote that she has created an empty template, but now if she sends a newsletter, then the blank design template is always filled out with information. Do I always need to upload, duplicate the blank templates to avoid writing it over? Grete, do I understand that this is on Fienta? Because if you have some template like ready and you can update some information there.
No, it's Smaily, because we don't have templates.
Okay. Created an empty template, but now if I send a newsletter, then the blank design template is always filled out with information. We don't add much to the template from Smaily side besides one small logo to the bottom if you are using a free account. This logo looks like this in the bottom of the email. So I think that Grete, maybe you should try to talk to our support about it, because it seems to be a really interesting problem that you have, and I would gladly dig into that and see what's happening right now. It is something that I don't know how to answer you at the moment.
She explains more.
Yes. So basically, do I understand you correctly, Grete, that what you want to do is that you want to make one sample template to your account and then use the same template over and over again, but have different email text inside of it. And this is, yes, nice. This is actually something that most of our customers are doing. What they are doing is like they are creating this one template, which is based on their CVI. Usually they are using some designers to help them make the template for the first time. Let's check if I have some interesting materials here. Let's see, what is that template? So for example, there is one template and I want to use the same template again. So usually you don't want to overwrite the template that you have already used. What you do instead is you find the template that you want to reuse and duplicate it. There's this duplicate button here. You click on this duplicate and it will make the same template for you, but you can update the text and you can update the name as well. And in that case, you can use the same design for the template for each time you're sending out something new, but you can update everything else. You can update the pictures, you can update the text inside of the template, and you will still have the old email as well. So like the sample email. And this is actually the way to do it. We all do it the same way. We don't actually create new templates every single time, but we use already existing templates. We make a copy of it and change the copy of the email and then send out the one that we just made. So Grete, did you get? So I have a lot of different email copies. Yes. This is what you do. You have a lot of emails. Here in this list as well, you can see that we have many templates. And this is normal. For example, in my one account, I think I have like 400 different templates. This is normal. And you can name the templates so that actually you understand what is this template about. For example, if you are sending out a January newsletter, you name it January 2023 newsletter. Also, if you want to, you can add tags to the templates. So for example, if you know that one email template is a newsletter template, you tag it as a newsletter. But if you know that you are going to use this template as an automation inside the automation, you can, for example, add here that this is an automated email template. So yes, you have lots of different templates in one account. They are stored all under the templates in Smaily, and you can use them both in the campaign section and in automations. You use like the same templates, basically. You take them from the same place. I hope that answered your question. If not, then of course, feel free to ask more about the templates in Smaily. So that was Kadrian as well, video tutorials. Yes, I don't know about Fienta.
We don't have yet video tutorials, but one day, there will be one day.
One day, nice. For Smaily, we do have, once again, I have this tab that's just showing me a bit. If you go to Smaily webpage, then we have Smaily help here on the top right bottom, top right corner, where you can look for all sorts of help. User manuals are here, but besides that, in the bottom of the page, there's a YouTube link here. And for YouTube, in YouTube, we actually have tutorials. In English, we have only one tutorial, like big tutorial at the moment, which is Introduction to Smaily. If you are new to Smaily, we do encourage you to take a look at this video because it will show you how to set up the account and how to send out the first emails. And if you speak Estonian, then we have more tutorials for you. If you want to have the same tutorials that we have made already in Estonian, but you want us to do them in English as well, then please write to us because the more peer pressure we have, the more urgently we will make those videos for you as well. So write to us and let us know that you want to have all those tutorials. Like they are all like almost 2 hours long tutorials. And if you want to have them, then let us know, and we will create those tutorials for you as well in videos, where we will show you everything how to do in Smaily. Do you have any more questions? Well, that is it then. Like either everything is very clear or everything is in that stage where you actually have to go and try it out, and then you will have questions, because once you actually start doing it by yourself, then probably you will have questions. But if you do have questions, then for Smaily, you can always contact us. If you already have an account, then we encourage you to write to us through this bubble here. If you open this up, then you will create a chat, and in this chat there's always a person behind us who is answering your questions. We don't use robots, so actually there will be a person who is answering your questions, and everything you want to ask, we do encourage to go and ask from the chat.
And the same in Fienta, we also have this small bubble, so you can ask anything through this bubble, or you can call us, or you can write us. So we are always happy to help you.
Yes, and if you want to create this integration between Fienta and Smaily using the Make, then both of us will help you with that. We do understand it's difficult, and we don't expect you to be the masters of this Make platform. So just contact either of us and we will help you to set it up, the Make account as well.
Yes.
I will stop sharing my screen so you can still see us as well. And I see that we still don't have any more new questions. So I guess let's give you an extra 15 minutes of time to do your work, or go and explore Fienta platform and Smaily platform and see what you can do there.
Thank you for joining us today, and have a nice day, and use Fienta and Smaily to communicate with your attendees.
Yes, and do lots of events during summertime, because it's the time to do events.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.